If you want to move sexier and carry yourself with more confidence, then you need to change the way you train your body. Hi everyone, we are back for another full body workout designed to make you look and feel sexy. If you like this workout, be sure to subscribe to my channel to get more content like this. Okay, let's get moving. Okay, let's start our workout with a quick warm up. We're gonna do some mountain climbers to a count of 10. So coming into your plank position, bringing one knee to your chest and then the other. And let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. All right, let's change this exercise up a bit. So I'll go over the basics and then we'll go again for 2 counts of 10. Starting in the same position, you'll have a slight shift forward and backward. We'll bring our knee in, out to the side, and then as I pop my booty up, I push back to return my leg. Now, when I'm popping my booty up, I'm not thinking about just engaging my lower back muscles. I'm thinking about stretching my hips up to the sky, and that'll make sure you keep your core engaged. So other side, knee to the chest, leg out to the side. Pop the booty up, but think about engaging the core at the same time, pushing back, legs together. All right, let's go for 10. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, take a rest. We're working on control and awareness here. We're not just gonna jab our knee into our chest like in a normal mountain runner. Okay, let's go for one more round. This time we're gonna go till 5. Plank position, knee to the chest, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now time for our first exercise. We're doing a push-up to child's pose. So push-up position, I've gone over this in a previous workout, but we want to make sure we're staying stiff as a board and we're screwing our hands into the ground. Wrists are right under your shoulders, and I'm bringing my elbows close to my body as they come down, one piece as I go up. So trying not to do or stiff as a board. So really engaging the glutes, squeezing the glutes, and really engaging the core. All right, so we do a push-up, and then we push back to a child's pose. So hovering my knees over the ground, or if this is too difficult for you, placing the knees on the ground and coming into your child's pose, launching off your quads to come back into your plank and do your push-up. We're just going to go for 5. Plank position, pushing up, 5, hovering the knees, 4, hovering the knees, 3, and 1. All right, to change this up, I'm gonna break it down into several steps and progressions so that you can work up to what we want to get to. So this is where we want to get to. Here in the push-up, we push through our shoulder blades and then bring that into a tilt up of our hips. So almost like a halfway downward dog. From here, I tuck my hips, bring my weight forward, rounding the upper back scapula, pushing through the ground. And then as I drop my scapula, that's when I go into my push-up. Spreading the angel wings, tilting the hips up, tucking the hips, rounding the back, dropping the scapula, going into your push-up. So let's just do 5 of those. Coming into a push-up first, pushing the floor away, arch in the hips, tuck in the hips, bring the weight forward again, scapula is still pushing through the ground, drop the scapula, push up. That's 3. Push, hips, tuck, shoulders, push up. Push, hips, tuck, shoulders, push up. Shoulders, hips, tuck, push up. And I lost count, but I think that's 3. Okay, so then the next step is we'll try to bring that into the child's pose and then pushing it all the way back into the push-up. So the steps are totally the same. Pushing up, scaps, bringing it into the tilt first, and then as I drop my knees to the ground, I round the hips, so I tilt the hips down, using the energy from my legs to push back into that push-up position, dropping the shoulders, pushing up. Yeah? So we're just going to go for 3 of those. Pushing up, 3. Dropping the hips. 2. And 1. Okay. As you get better at this movement, you'll be able to add a little bit more fluidity in your spine and in the transitions between the child's pose to the push-up. But we'll get there, don't worry. All right, staying on your mat, next up we have crunches. So we're doing some basic V-up crunches first. Hollow body, so meaning shoulders off the ground, legs off the ground, hips and lower abs are the only thing pushing into the ground, and I'm going to pull up into a V. So thinking about really reaching up with my chest to get into the lower abs, and then coming back into that hollow body. So we're gonna go for 10 of these. 10, 9, 4, 2, last one, 1, and down. Whew. All right. So my version of these V-up crunches is a mermaid crunch. So I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the progressions to get there. Okay, so first things first, we initiate this movement through our hips. So we need to learn that first. So just with your feet on the ground, hips on the ground, elbows on the ground, tilt your hips to the ground and then tilt them back up. In this position, we're keeping the core engaged. The core is controlling the hips. So when I tilt my hips to the ground, I'm not thinking about using my back muscles only. so that the core is relaxed. Core still stays engaged in an expanded position. Now the crunch is what we're a little bit more used to using the core for. So we're learning to use the core in these two positions. So we're just gonna start off nice and easy like that. Let's do 10. 10, 9, 'You should feel yourself shaking. 3, 1. Great. Now let's try this with just our legs in a tuck. So keeping your legs in this tabletop position, I'm moving only my hips, again, using my core. So down, up, and we'll go for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 1. Whew. All right, let's do the real deal. We'll just do 5. I know you're tired. Legs up, tilting the hips down, using your core. 5, tilt the hips up. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Whew. This next exercise is one of my favorite glute exercises. All right, laying on your back, we're just gonna start with a normal hip thrust. Feet are about hip width apart and trying to make sure your ankles are right under your knees when your hips are thrusted up. If your quads are working more than your glutes, chances are you need to walk your feet out a little bit. If your hamstrings are now working more than your glutes, then chances are you need to walk your feet in a little bit. So what you want is the majority of the work to be in your glutes. Now I'm going to tilt my hips up to the sky and then press my hips up. Keep that tilt up to the sky as I lower down. And then let's go for 10, and we'll hold for 2 seconds at the top. 10, 9, 6, 5. Okay, so I'll show you what my version looks like and what we're working up towards, and then I'll give you the breakdown. Okay, so here's the breakdown. Our chest goes up first, then the hips go up. Tuck my hips up to the sky, drop my chest, drop my hips. So we're just gonna go for 5 of these. Chest, lift the hips, tuck the hips, chest down, hips down. 5, hips, tuck the hips, chest down, hips down. That's 4, chest, lift the hips, tuck the hips, chest down, hips down. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now let's take it up to step 2. I'm going to open and close my knees. So on the way up, chest up. When I push my hips up, I'm opening my knees at the same time so I can lift my hips higher. When I tuck my hips up to the sky, I close the knees. So now I'm really engaging my glutes here. Drop the chest, drop the hips. So let's do 5. Chest, knees and hips, tuck, close the knees, drop the chest, drop the hips. That's 5. 4, 3, chest, hips, knees open, tuck the hips, knees close, chest down. 2, and last one, chest, hips and knees, tuck knees and hips, chest down. And then the final version will be smoothing it out. So this will take time to perfect, but we're just gonna go through 5 to get the feel of it. So chest, nice and slow, chest, 3, 2, 1. All right. For our last workout of today, for our last exercise of today, we're going to go back to core and work on our deep core and lower abs. So we're going to start with traditional leg lifts. Starting in a hollow body, I'm lifting my legs up until I can pull my hips off the ground, and then they come back down. Hollow body. Lifting legs up, pull the hips off the ground, and then come back down to hollow body. So we're gonna go for 5 of these. They're a little bit harder, and we're going to do them nice and slow. So starting in that hollow body, lifting the legs up, and down, nice and controlled, and up. That's 4. Here's 3. And 2. And 1. All right, so my version of this is a fun little air walk. So starting in that same hollow body position, it's a bit of a brain teaser at first, but we're thinking about the knee going up and then pointing, flexing. Knee going up, pointing, flexing. Knee going up, pointing, flexing. I'm slowly lifting my hips off the ground as I do this. And I'm basically going as far as I can with my legs. Same concept here, we're really digging that lower back into the ground to keep the hollow body. If it helps you, you can lift your head off the ground, your shoulders off the ground. So let's start in a hollow body, knee, point, flex. Knee, point, flex. Knee, point, flex. Knee, point, flex. Don't get lazy here. Start to lift the hips. Knee, point, flex. Lifting the hips. Knee, point, flex. Last one. Knee, point, flex. Point those toes and then slowly lower down. Nice and controlled for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Whew. Just as a bonus, let's go through that exercise one more time. All right, hollow body, lifting the shoulders off, pressing your mid back into the ground, lifting the legs off, hands by your side, point. Oh, sorry. Knee, point, flex. Knee, point, flex. knee, point, flex, knee, point, flex. Don't get lazy, start to lift the hips. Start to lift the hips. Lift a little bit more. Lift a little bit more. And point those toes. Keep the lift in your hips. Don't let them drop yet. And then slowly lower the legs. Keep the lift in your hips. Keep the lift in your hips. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Thank you so much for joining me in today's workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to drop me a comment on what exercises I should transform next and what you think of this workout. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content and workouts like this.